welcome to the weekend Stock Talk for October 25th. So it's been a while since we've done this, a little bit over a month now. So welcome back. And back in September 24th of this year, that was my last video. The title of that video was Bears Take Short-Term Control. So if you just take a look, this is SPY on the daily time frame on September 24th. It was this day over here, and they did indeed take short-term control, but it was short-lived, as you can see, and we reversed very quickly to the upside with the transports really leading the charge. So with this happening now, a lot of people are asking, well, what's going to happen now that we've reversed higher? Well, by now, I hope everyone realizes that the market continues to be very resilient to the downside, which means that whenever we do make a major push lower, however nerve-wracking that lower push can be, we find buyers at critical support levels. I pointed out how on the daily time frame, when we do technical analysis, we first obviously look at the overall trend. The bias is clearly higher with a series of higher lows and higher highs. With that bias in mind, we know that support levels are more likely to hold, and those support levels can be at the 200 period moving average, 150, 50, and the 20, designated by these red, yellow, blue, and light blue lines respectively. And I said last time that as we push lower in this short-term bear control, the lower we go towards the line, the stronger the support, because the trend is higher. So if the 50 doesn't hold, the 150 is expected to be stronger. If the 150 doesn't hold, the 200 is expected to be stronger. We actually held without even touching the 200 period moving average. So with that said, right now you can see I have arrows drawn in. A lot of people might be speculating, you're like, oh my goodness, we're coming near the top again. When is that next corrective move going to occur? Now, first of all, I just have to say that the mindset of every time we hit a high and then some sort of push pullback or something occurs won't happen every time, okay? Maybe it happens one or two more times, but maybe this is it. We don't know. So how do we actually know? Well, we know when the market tells us a move first, and that move is to the downside. Without such a move and without such a candle that we can see, the trend is higher. The prevailing trend is higher. So with that said, you can see my arrows, it's higher right now, and we don't have any sort of move to the downside, so we can't speculate that it's going to push lower until we see some sort of signal if it comes. So far, we don't see it. With that said, let's take a look at financials as well. XLF, you can see XLF pretty much back at resistance. But again, do you see any signs of weakness here? The answer is no, which means that there's a good possibility that this can even break out. Until we can see some sort of downward bias in the short term for XLF, then we can't put any weighting on a short-term down move. Okay. I also told this to members with the SPY chart. When you look at the weekly chart for SPY, so this is your weekly chart, right? Sure, we have been in this range for 2 years, but at one point, the trend will prevail to the upside and it will break over, okay? And will it be today, tomorrow, a few months now, for a few weeks from now? We don't know. But we know at some point it will move higher. And therefore, that's pretty much it. It's safer to go long on the market than short the market. Okay, moving on to TVIX. So TVIX is what we use to track volatility. So here is TVIX on the daily time frame, and you can see TVIX continues pushing all-time lows, no reversal in sight. You can see the bar has been set to this high now of 1746, and right now volatility continues to drop, and with volatility dropping, markets continue pushing higher. So TVIX still pushing lower, and look for this to continue lower until said otherwise. With crude oil, broad markets rallying, crude oil rallying, pretty much a linear pattern nowadays. It's pushing up to the upside. Where are your resistance levels? It's pretty evident by now that we have been in a range for crude oil. The range is not that well defined. As you can see, we broke out on this. It was a news catalyst, but the resistance is around $60. Your support is around $51.70. And again, we don't know if this is the start of a major uptrend or not. Certainly, this sort of pattern has everyone confused. But if this was the major push to the upside for crude oil, we can look for much more gains up ahead for crude. But so far, this is clearly on an uptrend. Natural gas, you can see natural gas came down below the support, and you can see we are holding support now. So with natural gas holding the support level, this trend is attempting to reverse to the upside. So hence I have these arrows. Your support level is at 2.238, and your resistance is upwards over here of around 2.574 and 2.666. Gold futures is still consolidating. We've been in a month and a half, almost 2 months long of consolidation. And right now, what it is doing is it's consolidating. I'd be interested in gold around 1460. We haven't hit it yet, but looking for this to move higher once this pushes lower first. It's still consolidating. It's not ready to push higher just yet. So still waiting for this pattern to play out. When would this play out? Perhaps next month, maybe near the end of this month, but more likely next month. Okay, so got a couple of comments here. All right. Thanks 7-day options, long on SD, Steve, and Space Ghost for all of your thoughts. Long on SD, can you take a look at silver, SLV, right? Okay, so we're going to take a look at silver. Now, silver does have a correlation, right, with some sort of correlation with precious metals and gold. So with gold going higher, silver certainly has the power to push higher as well. Now here's silver. It is on an uptrend. However, it is currently at near-term resistance. So what I like to see for gold and silver is if gold can hit to my target, then silver would also be near the target, right? Because they pretty much move in tandem with each other. So what we can see right now is this is attempting to break out. Even though we sold off today, it's attempting to break out. So we have a pretty nice range, right? For silver, we have a pretty nice range. We can say that $16.50 is a very good potential accumulation area if it can get back down here. And then anything above that would just basically confirm a breakout on silver. So it's a good move by silver today. We need to see more follow through, but this is also looking to reverse in the future. All right, and with that said, thank you everyone for watching this video. Our group has, so if you take a look at the Facebook group, I posted a chart that shows us the bull bear analysis that I do every day at the end of the day. Take a look at that. It just basically tells you who's in the lead, bulls or bears for broad markets, and whoever's in the lead is who we give the edge to. And that's all we really need. Keep things simple. If things turn bearish, I might come back and do another video, but I'll give my thoughts on the Discord chat as well. Thanks everyone, and have a great weekend.